Hello and welcome. Since a very long time, people have this perception that men are more powerful and famous as compared to women. To break this myth, we have gathered here today to understand the problems faced by deaf women in our country. So let's start with our first question. Can you please tell us about the major problems you face?
Thank you for having me here. I've been working with NAT for a while now and I've seen many deaf women suffering. For example, when a deaf woman visits a hospital for a health checkup or a serious problem, there's a huge communication barrier due to which they are given incorrect medication. A woman suffering from a stomach ache is given medicines for headache or heart pain, and this is extremely harmful in the long run. There should always be an interpreter available to resolve the communication barrier. Another problem that arises is when a deaf woman goes to the bank. Some of these women aren't aware of how to deposit money and often get scared and are highly dependent on their fathers. If their father passes away, then how would they deal with these banking problems? This makes me extremely sad. We must help deaf women to grow, develop, and fight for their own rights. Finally, technology is another problem. Deaf women don't know how to transfer money, while the people capable of hearing are well versed with it. It's very important for the deaf to learn the different aspects of technology. Thank you. What are the problems that you have faced over the years?
I would like to specifically talk about the harassment. If a deaf woman is beautiful, society tends to assume that they are capable of hearing. Now, if they get to know that they are deaf, then they feel that she is vulnerable, and then ideas like rape, harassment, and asking for sex pop up in their minds. The first thought that a woman has is to go file a complaint. But in this case, if a deaf woman does the same, there is no support from the legal authorities as there is no interpreter and communication becomes a barrier. There are deaf women who are extremely appealing, however, they are not well educated. This is a very big problem faced by deaf women. As Reena Jain was talking about the hospitals, I would like to focus on the legal problems. We want to develop a technology in order to resolve such serious issues. Tell us about the kind of problems you have faced in the society.
In India, women since ages are fighting for their rights to be treated equally in the society. For example, everyone loves their kids, but more attention and care is given to the son as compared to the daughter. The daughter will one day get married and leave the house. Now, if she gets divorced and returns back, she's considered as a burden. In terms of property, there are very few women who are given a part of it. But if she is deaf, then the situation worsens and she is left with nothing. If her parents die, then what happens to this deaf woman? This is a problem faced by majority of deaf women. Let's see what is in store for us in the future. Can you tell me a little bit about the problems you have faced?
I keep traveling to different places for seminars, and there are a few problems I have noticed. One is the lack of education. Second, if a girl is born in a family, they usually try to abandon her as they feel that a lot of money goes into her education as well as wedding. Wedding leads to dowry, and they are scared that they won't be able to fulfill the demands by the in-laws, and that might lead to harassment of the girl. To completely get rid of the problem, they usually try to have a baby boy instead of a girl. Proper education is not given to a deaf girl. Parents usually feel how their daughters are going to manage in the society. Instead of motivating their child by saying that it's okay to be deaf, they ask their able siblings to take care of them. This makes the deaf child extremely dependent on the family and is a recurring problem in almost all deaf women.